that to the side. Now then, this is just a slope up. Everything blends off to the body. Then we take the other side down. Notice that I'm sweeping this down into the body. I'm not leaving a ridge there. And if you look at this right now on the side, you can see that it looks like right here that it's flat, scooped. I need to flatten that down more to make that pull down towards the tail. Still got a little bit of pencil line here. If I have to, I can bring that down a little bit more right in here. Bring this thickness down so I can bring it down further into the tail. But I think we're going to have enough room here that I can just roll this down further so it almost like disappears. There'll still be an edge there. Gives us an opportunity to toot around in here some more if we needed to from when we rounded the body before when we were working on the head and the bill. So all we have to do is just pull some of this up right here. Making sure that I get all of this edge rolled down and cleaned up for this part of the bird. It just gets real subtle in here. It's not like it's just lays there for long. Now you're going to see, if you look at the top of this tail, you'll see that it comes in and then flares. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring that straight into the body. So what I do is I take, you see the tail's a little rough here from the bandsaw marks. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of clean that up a little bit. Do the same thing on the other side, just clean it up just a little bit. And then see that the tail right here, it comes in and it goes straight in to the body. Let me turn it around so I can show you here. It goes straight in like so. Same way with this side. It comes over here and it goes straight in. What you're seeing there is I have to take that out to straighten that up because the tail doesn't go into the body and then flare out. It comes in straight into the body. So what I'll do is take this side off here. do the other side. Remember I told you as we carve this, things will shift and change as you carve the bird. Now you can see the tail straight in. Now this right here, it looks like the tail sweeps out a little bit. That's just a bandsaw carving error. So we can straighten that up a little bit. Just by pulling it straight forward a little bit, it takes some of that, like that, it takes some of that curvature that you see there out of there. So that was just a bandsaw error somewhere. Actually, it's bandsaw operator error. That's what we call that. So, but it's nothing as drastic. It's not going to harm anything. It's fine. So now you can see where the tail tapers into the body. It narrows as it goes into the body. We keep this width out here because it has to be, as you see in the drawing here, it's got an end cut into it, notch taken out of the end of the tail when we go to do that. Now, if you will notice on the end of the tail, I slightly curved it from the top out to the edge like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to slightly round that right now. Take some of that, round this tail over to give that rounded effect to it. And we'll actually also come down through here. We'll draw the center lines back in. Like so. And now what I'll do is I'll take the same diamond that I've got here and I will just slightly start rounding this tail over. You see it right there at that edge. This is more of an eyeballing this than anything else. Because you are actually rounding it over from this center line. It's gradually, very gradual from the center line. It gets more gradual where you see it, where we've cut it out right here. So it'll just gradually fade off. A little bit at a time so that we're making sure that we're getting that curved up just right. And you can see it's starting to curve now. You see it's starting to curve up. Rounding like that. Now you can see one side is rounded over pretty much, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. It over down to the edge of that and the bottom edge of the feather here. Trying to keep the line and the curve consistent. there. So we're going to do some sanding on this, so don't need to worry about it too much to that point. Okay. Pretty much takes care of that. We have the tail rounded now. It's pretty much shaped up. We've got all of the primaries crossed over each other and everything. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scoop out this tail just slightly, not very much, because I still want to keep some thickness in here, and I have room to stack the feathers that are in here. So I would just very slightly, I'm going to go out here from the edge and define myself just a little bit of a scoop out. Slightly round it in. Like that, but I have to do that all the way down this. So what I'm going to switch over to is I'm going to switch over to a sanding comb that will help me to get that taken out real fast. And it's got a long enough reach on it, this one does, that I can scoop that out a little bit. Put it on, but you don't run this at full power because it gets unstable. So I just crank the speed down to, mine goes up to 30,000, I just kick it down to about 20. So that should help stabilize it a little bit. See, it doesn't chatter on me. So I just take this right here, and I just roll it out to the first curve that I established. I'm just putting a real subtle indentation in there, but you can see right here that it's getting a slight curve to it. But I still need that thickness in there to be able to stack the feathers top and bottom. Just being careful. This is the green comb, by the way, which is the finer one, and it works just fine for what I'm doing here. Okay. Just a little bit right into there. Look down on the end of it here and see what we've got. You can see we've got a nice slight indentation right there. In there, I just need to have an edge right here where it didn't do quite right. Just take that off a little bit. And now I'll just sand the edge of this one to bring it down and make it nice and smooth with the other part of the tail. In the middle of it as well, and I'm taking out my centerline. There we go. We now have a tail, a slight curve in it. Ready to be texture or feathers put in and everything later on here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this sanding comb while I have it on here, and I'm just going to kind of knock some of these tool marks off of here that we put in here very slightly. We're going to texture this later when we put the feathers in with a texturing stone. So Some real fine marks are not going to show up because they'll be textured over. But some of the bigger ones we want to try to cover up and sand out, so that's what I'm doing at this point. Just taking some of this stuff out of here. There's some of these tool marks. Do this on the top and the bottom. At this point I can also, if I want to, I can come in with a sanding cone and just decrease the thickness of this wing area right here. And there we have it.